that
Come on,
means.
Rick, do it.
I just kick this guy, dude.
Come on, Rick.
Do I have to do it on the fucking thing?
Getting ready to have
I know how that
the
feels.
verdict told.
What was it about?
Come on.
But not anymore, 'cause I'm
Soze.
engaged.
Treason.
Yeah, treason.
Treason for what?
No, it's possible.
Can you give me a quick
That-
rundown?
Treason for the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
What?
Yeah. Wait, do I have
Basically,
it on
the Constitution says that
Oh.
people have jurisdiction in Blaine County. So they questioned that and then they tried to arrest him in Blaine County, and then he said no and shot the cops.
That's some dumbass bullshit.
Oh, you forget the part where they crash tackled me and were arresting me for joyriding when I was
They'll go
returning a
over it
police
in a
vehicle.
second, just, yeah.
I'm on your side, Soze. I hope you win, Soze.
Shut up, Bobby. You dick ride everyone here.
Bobby, you just said that to Bones.
Jesus.
Said that to Bones like
I
2
believe
seconds
so.
He literally does tricks on each dick
Yeah,
over
we're
here.
good.
Yeah, he does tricks on it. He somersaults on him. Like,
He must be good. I mean, he survived this long somehow.
oh, he did.
Jesus Christ.
Plays with Roman's hair.
How the fuck? The judges are here. I didn't even see him walk in.
This
Yeah, you
case
couldn't
is
hear
an
for Bobby.
interesting matter.
Hey,
with a lot
boss.
of stakes.
Sorry to be rude.
Yes?
Can I just ask you something off the record? It's a
Sure.
bit long, but it's a pretty simple question. I do want to ask it if that's okay.
Is it something that can wait until after our verdict? I'd love to speak to you, sir. No
It
issue.
won't take long, actually, at all. But I
yeah,
think
come-
it's... So listen,
Okay, coming up.
me and you, Mr. Adams, okay? Say we both live in those apartments over there at, what is it? Near Viceroy.
Yeah, over there.
Oh, God, he's getting
full. Yeah.
Me and you, we're homies. You look like a good guy, honestly, and I'd probably drink beers with you. And we get to the point, right, where we're drinking beers because we live next to each other in each other's apartments. Then the manager comes down and says, listen, guys, you know, I've been authorized to run this place. I'm going to have to ask you both to leave because we can't afford to run this place no more. So we'll let you know if anything opens up. So we got to leave, right? And you come back later and they give you a letter and it says, hey, come here. You can have your old apartment back. We've done it up a little bit. Seems to be working pretty good. If there's any issues, you know, let us know. Do you reckon you'd have permission to walk into my old apartment right next to you?
No.
So, what about this? You walk up to the manager and you say, "Hey, listen, pal. I think the toilet's blocked. You know, you mind if I just take a shit in the toilet next door? I used to go in there. I know my way around." He says, "Yeah, I'll authorize that. I'll give you a key, and if anything happens, you know, I'll have it written here on the table. Would you be able to go in there and take a shit now?"
Well, the manager of the property is given a key and given implicit permission to do so. Yes, if he's the owner of the property, then yeah, why not?
Okay. Well, what if your name was Los Santos, my name was Blaine County, the mayor was the fucking manager, and the state was the people that authorized the manager? Would you go shit in Blaine County without having no fucking permission slip, sir?
Well, luckily, that's a subject I'm going to address in this verdict in exhaustive detail.
Okay. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Can't hear you.
Now, as I was saying, this case is an interesting matter with a lot of stakes riding on it that, in both Judge Angel and my opinion, will hopefully work in at least a foundational sense as to not only how we interpret the laws of our land, but will potentially shape them in the days to come. With this, we have reached a verdict in this matter. Now, Mr. Soze, there were a number of arguments given by yourself. I'm going to start with joyriding here. Given pertaining to the charge of joyriding. You spoke to me and you spoke to Sheriff Bones over there about the definition of joyriding. And you also affirmed and brought forward argument about spirit of the law.
Oh,
and
actually,
what you were intending to do.
sorry
with
to
the
interrupt,
vehicle.
sir. Did these guys inform you that Siobhan's no longer currently holding a badge as a police officer? The one that wrote all the PC for these charges? That wasn't here to be a witness?
I was not informed of that, but that would have no influence on this matter.
Okay.
Just because a police officer is fired doesn't call all of their prior work into question.
Yes, that's true. Especially when I start asking about the legislation on top of it and build the case. You're right, sir.
Don't worry. Again, we'll be discussing the legislation in full. Don't worry. We got a lot to say here, and I'd love to speak to you afterwards. Now, the court understands your arguments, Mr. Soze, pertaining to joyride, especially that your actions were in good spirit, and that you were attempting to bring the vehicle to a safe location. By letter of the law, however, we do find that the vehicle was driven without permission. And while prosecutorial discretion could have been exercised by either Sheriff Bone or the individual pressing the charges, in this instance, it was not. By definition and by letter, you drove a vehicle without permission, without the intent to deprive the owner permanently.
Shut up, chat.
You will be found
You're too
guilty of
emotional.
joyriding in this instance. Now, it was further stated that you resisted arrest while you were at the sheriff's office. Sheriff Bones stated that you were tackled and attempted to be handcuffed at one point, which you resisted. You you wiggled your way out of those handcuffs. No counter was brought to this version of events. So therefore, Judge Angel and I will be finding you guilty of resisting arrest. Now, with regards to the 3 counts of attempted murder of a government employee, in the situation here that has been outlined, officers, based on what we've established here, had probable cause to detain you for arrest. Those same officers exercised patience, drawing their firearm, and even allowed you to brandish a Class 2 firearm inside of the sheriff's office. Those officers did not open fire until you raised the weapon at them, which is a reasonable act.
Allegedly.
At which point, you returned fire at 3 confirmed officers, Declan Crane, Jeffrey Bones, and Loki Schuyler. In no way can this be articulated as a legal way to stand your... Therefore, you will be found guilty of 3 times attempted murder of a government employee. Now, I think you'll find this one interesting.
No, I will not, sir. I'm sure I will not. I'll find it very well understood, considering your stance with the terrorism charges and your phone calls with Mr. Chavon just before they were put away, and your bias to Mr. K himself shown in private messages, sir. You are an asshole and not understanding of the law. You're a piece of shit. And you have no due process. It's on Twitter, motherfucker. Go look at it, you dog shit asshole.
Oh, I looked at it.
Fuck you.
Don't worry.
I don't give a shit what you say.
Very benign. And,
yeah,
you know,
the spirit of the law. When Aziz fucking dies and you all watch what happened, the spirit is fucking dead.
Yeah.
Well, the spirit's not dead, Mr. Soze.
It is dead.
Continue.
You've already said it, asshole.
I've not said it.
The word of the law matters in the penal code, but not the constitution or the legislation. You, sir, are a fucking lying asshole. You're a hypocrite.
Well, that's your opinion, sir.
No, it is factual, asshole.
No, that is your opinion. That being said, Mr. Soze, turning your attention to the criminal possession of firearm class 2 charge, sir, you've raised a valid point, and you are correct. This is an interesting charge in and of itself. The charge is written out as, quote, to possess an illegal Class 2 firearm without a
I didn't say anything about this.
Class 2 firearm is defined as any shotgun or automatic firearm.
I don't believe that was even mentioned in this case, sir.
No, sir, but it is the letter of the law that you're so
right, but you just said I'd done it or said it, that's all. I didn't say
I'll
nothing
go ahead
about
and
that.
continue. This is interesting because the court takes note that you do have a valid weapons license. That weapons license was issued by a judge, and that the standing legislation titled Weapons License Guidelines, published on March 4th, 2024, does not specifically note what constitutes a legal firearm.
Yeah,
now, on that very specific note, Mr. Soze, Judge Angel and I are unable to make the determination as to whether that specific firearm is in fact illegal. We don't know where it was issued. We don't know how it was registered. By definition, it's illegal to have a, quote, illegal Class 2 firearm. but there is no definition standing as to what a legal or illegal Class 2 firearm is. So, you will be found not guilty of that charge, with a firm recommendation from the department that this legislation is reviewed. But it should be clearly stipulated that the weapon was in fact used in a violent crime and is not to be returned. And as you've been convicted of a violent felony, your weapons license is to be removed.
He was in the upside
Now,
down.
lastly, we are going to go on and move on to treatment. There are a lot of compelling arguments pertaining to jurisdiction, the state, Los Santos, Blaine County, and others. With regards to jurisdiction, Judge Angel and I have taken note of the following. Mr. Soze, you are once again correct in pointing out the two legislative authorities in the state, the City Council and the Department of Justice.
From the state.
We do take note that the City Council then passed a piece of legislation entitled the PCP 2.0, which carries the, quote, following important remarks that I will read back to you for your record. Quote, this document establishes the fact that the law enforcement departments of Los Santos will now answer to the mayor's office, with solely the mayor acting in this capacity on behalf of the state. Quote, moving forward, the mayor's office will act as an immediate superior to the law enforcement departments of Los Santos on all matters in order to ensure that the power the law enforcement departments of Los Santos wields is not misused in any flagrantly uncorrectable way. This document assures and reiterates as well state supremacy on matters of the law enforcement departments of Los Santos, with the state acting as the ultimate arbiter of decision-making, should the avenues that the mayor's office wishes to pursue prove to be themselves problematic insofar as the future of the stability of the island at large is concerned. This legislation in question also allows for the following, quote, the
So
formation
is he
of other
saying
law
that the
enforcement
county is
departments
everything now?
as the need
Because of one
arises in
word?
other regions of Los Santos beyond the city. Coverage is important. In that writing, it is implicitly established that prior to this document's publication on May 10th, 2020, the one department that did exist, the LSPD, maintained jurisdiction over those regions. Further recognizes that, albeit while not clearly defining, those
The letter of
regions
the law
do
isn't
in fact
clearly
exist.
defined? Okay, sure. Sometimes they are, right? I get it. Keep going, pal.
Oh, don't worry, I will. I will. I have
You
not
are in a
finished yet, so I got
delusion.
plenty more. I'm in a delusion.
Amen.
Yes. I mean, there's a reason there's a lot of people standing behind me and not these pieces of shit over here because they all see you as a fuckwit and a traitor.
Your Honor, we can gag him if you like.
Adams is known to be a corrupt.
It's
Oh,
okay.
we
You got the
know.
right to free
We
speech,
know.
Just like everybody else, and we don't want to.
I don't have the right to free
take
speech.
that away from him.
You've taken it from me multiple times. I wrote on a wall that I was an overseer, and apparently that is against the state.
Bobby, I
Found
swear
you
to
guilty
God,
of
stop
treason yet,
dick
Mr.
riding.
Soze?
No, but I did get tried last week by the same idiots that talked to Siobhan on the phone.
Interesting.
I hope she dies, by the way. I hope she don't make it out of ICU.
God damn.
It'll
Why
be
don't you
better
try
for
to
the
get a
state.
reaction out of me, Judge. Come on, get a reaction out of me.
I don't need a reaction from you, Mr. K. That said,
That's not what the text say.
therein, Judge Angel and I find that the state's intention is clear. For law enforcement to maintain jurisdiction over the entirety of the island, whether that be in the city itself or outside. And as a result, this will now bring us back to the core tenets of Mr. Soze's argument.
Just
Mr.
to
Soze,
confirm
it
on that
was-
one, is a legislation now of the state? Is that what you're saying?
I directly read quotes to you from the PCP 2.0.
Right, which is not of state authority. Okay.
Again, point to the direct
Hey,
quote
listen,
that
if
says,
you're from United States from America, so be it, pal.
assuring and reiterating state supremacy, but I digress. Mr. Soze, it was testified that you admitted to writing the words on the outside of the police station. You've just said it yourself before me. Words that read as follows. Koil Soze owns, signed state officer Koil Soze.
Mhm.
Nobody can make laws. We own Polito in the north. Can change anything he wants when he wants. His writing is an evidence and is attested to in that interrogation. The following actions are then factually known to have occurred. You received a call from Bobby Charles, and the court acknowledges that the details of that conversation are unclear. Mr. Charles could not testify to them, and you made no statement to them yourself. We do see a response in text that reads, quote, "I'm in Sandy," that occurred about 6 minutes later. Then there was another call from Bobby Charles that we once again agree with you, sir. Do not know the contents of the phone call. We cannot speak to. The only thing that comes after that is a quotation that reads, quote, "Planning my attack now, don't worry, are you dead?" in text message from Bobby to yourself. Again, we do not know the content of this phone call. The only thing we have to turn to is Mr. Charles's direct testimony here in this courtroom today, where he stated that he was, quote, "looking to fight back against individuals who wrongly shot Koil Soze." This, in the court side, finishes the story. Mr. Soze incited rebellion against the authority established in Blaine County, as outlined through the PCP. Clearly labeled his intentions through writings on the wall of the sheriff's office, and then engaged in violent behavior when he raised a weapon to officers on the inside of the building. While this may be a failed attempt at insurrection or rebellion, it by very definition rises to the legal definition of treason. Now that said, we understand where this comes from and the background that you, Mr. Soze, bring to this matter. I see the uniform you're wearing.
You are
I understand
fucking
where you've come
stupid.
from.
The letter of the law, I
Nope.
cannot believe you guys. The spirit of the law when you want it to be, but when it's the letter of the law, it ain't. You are unbelievably fucking pathetic as a human being.
Have
You
I
are a
finished, sir?
cow. I don't give a fuck if you finish or not. The way you try to sway that legislation, which is under the Constitution is of the state. Anything under it is from the authority of the state. It isn't the state. It's from the authority of the state. You fucking Neanderthal. So when you mention any sort of state fucking thing or entity inside that, it is irrelevant. The mayor is not the state. A mayor of the state? Are you fucking stupid? You are the dumbest motherfucker. No, fuck this guy and fuck you. I hope you put me in jail. I want to go to jail because these people are going to hate you more.
You
Letter of the
anyways.
fucking law. You're a fucking asshole. I don't give a fuck if I don't go to jail. You're still an asshole. You're missing the point. The point is,
I'm missing the point.
you are an asshole.
I'm an asshole and I'm missing
You're
the
an
point.
asshole.
Right.
Fucking asshole.
Now,
Fucking
as I was stating,
Fucking
I
asshole.
understand where this comes from.
Local
and the
law and state
background
law,
that
guys.
Mr. Soze brings this matter. Now, we're not looking at sanguinian levels of insurrection and rebellion by any means. We are looking actually at the ideals of a man who has fallen from powers bestowed upon him in a failed government from past years.
I was fired before
The
that
courts.
asshole.
Courts, while we will be finding you guilty, Koil, will not be entertaining anything near to the full 7 years requested by the prosecutor. Instead, we'll be referring you as it'll be a sentence of a total of 4 years in prison with credit for 3 served, 4 years parole beyond. While you are on parole, the court will be ordering that you seek psychiatric evaluation in order to fitness to return as a working member of our society. The totality of the fine will be $125,000, $100,000 for the crimes that committed, plus $25,000 in contempt for your actions and flagrant
This
words.
man just authorized anybody to get a citation in Los Santos or elsewhere to be going against the laws of the state, my friends. You guys are fucking stupid.
Fucking
This hearing is
asshole.
adjourned, sir.
Fuck you, asshole.
Your mom's a bitch.
Asshole.
So, where's the jurisdiction end?
The totality of the island, sir.
Yo, so
okay.
so the totality of the island. So when you guys go arrest people in boats, now what have you been doing, motherfucker? What's your excuse there, bitch? That's what I thought. You're gonna fucking run circles around it, because that water ain't no island, sir. There's a lake up there where people are fishing and getting charged for shit, too. You are a fucking rat, and I know you gotta fucking worm your way out of that one, too, with the spirit of the law bullshit. Word of the law, my fucking ass. You're a fucking liar.
You're interchanging word and spirit an awful
No,
lot here, Mr.
you're a
Soze.
fucking liar and a
You're
coward.
interchanging the words a lot here.
What is an island, sir?
word
Is it a body of
utterance.
water? No.
Beat the judge up.
An island is surrounded by water, moron!
Yes, it is, sir.
You're unbelievable.
No, don't be ridiculous.
You're insanely, you're ashamed to not only the state of San Andreas, which apparently is now Los Santos County, you're just ashamed to the United States of America. Allowing violations of due process, prosecutors over here that are failing in the Constitution aren't even police officers to write these guys PCs and charges and allow that in evidence of a court of law, and they're not here to be answered to. You are ridiculous. Okay?
Why aren't they here to be answered to, Mr. Soze? Why aren't they here to be answered to?
I have no idea. They're an
I asked
ICU
questions,
and they're no longer a police officer, apparently. And apparently you also know this, if that's the insinuation you're asking to right now, and you let it happen. You are a coward. Go ahead and put me in jail, but I'm glad that people see what pieces of shit you are. When you guys keep getting shut up in courtrooms, or whatever the fuck happens, and they are quote-unquote terrorists, just remember, it's because the word of the law only matters when it's your shitty penal code to put someone in jail that opposes it. And the spirit of the law only matters when you want to swindle and lie to these people and imply a mayor is the state because the state gave him some form of power. If we all get power from the federal government, you stupid bitch, that doesn't mean we're all feds! Holy fuck, you're stupid! Put me in jail! You dumb motherfucker!
Hands behind your back. Cuffs
You
going on
couldn't
you.
even handle the analogy! You fucking moron!
A hero right
We're all feds, guys! Congratulations! You're all power of the Fed! Good job, guys. Get out.